stop everything you're doing. Because what the Eagles just did tonight wasn't just another win, it was a statement to the entire NFL. This wasn't luck, this wasn't a fluke. This was Philadelphia proving they are one of the most dangerous teams in football. A comeback so gutsy, so relentless, it felt like watching a heavyweight fight where the Eagles just refused to go down. If you thought this team was scary before, wait until you hear why this win is even bigger than it looks. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't just beat the Rams, they broke them down piece by piece. At first glance, it looks like a tough victory against a strong opponent. But the more you sit with it, the more you realize this win revealed everything about the Eagles' identity. This team has become masters at surviving chaos. Most teams panic when the game is close. They make mistakes, lose their focus, and collapse under the pressure. Not the Eagles. Under Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, close games have turned into their comfort zone. They thrive in those tense, nail-biting moments where every snap feels like life or death. The Eagles are like a boa constrictor. They don't need a flashy knockout punch. Instead, they wrap around their opponent, squeeze tighter, and slowly take away every ounce of fight left. By the end, the other team is gasping for air, while Philadelphia walks away standing tall. And that's what makes this win so special. It wasn't just about talent or a few highlight plays. It was about mental toughness. No fear. No panic. No quit. Sirianni preaches it constantly: fight, fight, fight. Today, he told his locker room the same thing he's been saying all year: there's something dangerous about a team that never gives up. And tonight, the Eagles showed the world just how dangerous they really are. The best thing about this Eagles win isn't just the scoreboard, it's the character that was on full display. Jalen Hurts said it perfectly after the game: what makes him proud is that this team never gave up. That's not just a cliché, that's the truth. Week after week, the Eagles are proving that when the moment gets tough, they don't fold. They fight harder. Think about the road they've already traveled this season. Week 1. A gritty, grinded-out win against the Cowboys. Week 2. Walking into Arrowhead, one of the hardest places to win in all of football, and beating the Chiefs for the third straight time. That wasn't just a victory, that was a message to the defending champs. And now Week 3. Against a Rams team that had circled this matchup from the start of the year, a Rams team that treated it like their personal Super Bowl, and the Eagles ripped their hearts out with 26 unanswered points. The Rams came in hungry. You could feel it from their interviews, you could see it on their social media. They wanted this game badly. For much of the first half, it looked like they had the Eagles right where they wanted them. But just when it seemed like Philadelphia was pinned down, they flipped the switch. They stormed back. And suddenly, the Rams were the ones gasping for answers. This wasn't just a win, it was a reminder of history. It had the same wild, electric feel as Jake Elliott's legendary 61-yard walk-off against the Giants back in 2017. Back then, no one thought the Eagles were a championship team yet. But they believed in themselves, and that moment lit the spark that carried them all the way to a Super Bowl. You could feel that same energy tonight. The crowd was in chaos, the players were celebrating like warriors who just survived a war, and Nick Sirianni himself was chest-bumping his way into the end zone with his guys. It felt like more than just Week 3 football. It felt like the birth of something bigger. This win wasn't just about the comeback, it was about finally seeing the Eagles' offense wake up. And that might be the scariest part for the rest of the NFL. Think back to some of the craziest Eagles moments in recent history. Jake Elliott drilling that 61-yard bomb in 2017. Dallas Goedert's clutch grab against the Saints last year. Even Jordan Davis taking a blocked field goal 61 yards the other way. For some reason, it feels like Philly magic always finds that number, 61. And today, we got another dose of that same wild energy. But here's the real story: in the second half, the offense finally looked like the monster it's supposed to be. Jalen Hurts walked up to his coaches and basically said, "Put this on me. Let me take over. Let me rip it." And when they trusted him, he delivered like a superstar. Hurts was decisive. He read the defense clean, he fired accurate passes downfield, and he attacked instead of waiting. He didn't play it safe. He played to win. That aggressive mindset spread through the whole offense. A.J. Brown said it best, "We've got all these dogs, unleash the dogs." And that's exactly what happened. Suddenly, the passing game opened up. Brown was making plays. Devonta Smith was carving up coverage. Dallas Goedert was finally involved. Even Saquon Barkley found more room to run because the defense had to respect the air attack. That's what this offense can be when it stops holding back. And let's be real, if this offensive line starts playing up to its usual standard, this unit will be nearly impossible to stop. Right now, they've been inconsistent, even mid, at times. Landon Dickerson and others need to step it up. But if they do, you're talking about an offense that can score on anybody, in any stadium, in any situation. The scary truth is this: when the Eagles' offense fires on all cylinders, when the run game is pounding, the line is holding strong, and the pass game is unleashed, you get the version of Philadelphia we saw in the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl. That's the version that no team wants to face. And at the center of it all is Jalen Hurts. This is exactly what you want to see from your franchise quarterback. When the moment gets big, he gets bigger. When the lights are brightest, he shines the most. There's a reason people said he would have won MVP in 2022 if not for that late-season injury. There's a reason he nearly stole Super Bowl MVP from Patrick Mahomes. The biggest games of his career? He's played them like a superstar. That's what makes Hurts special. He's not just good when things are easy. He's elite when everything is on the line. And tonight, he reminded everyone why he belongs at the top of the NFL quarterback conversation. The haters were loud early. They were ready to pounce, ready to clip every bad throw, every mistake, every stumble. In the first half, they had their arrows sharpened and their tweets drafted. They wanted ammunition to drag Hurts all week. And then, Jalen Hurts shut them all up. Completely. The numbers say it all. After halftime, Hurts went 16 of 22 for 204 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, with a 140.9 passer rating. Oh, and he did it against the Rams, the number 1 defense in the NFL heading into Week 3. That's not just good. That's elite. So where are the doubters now? All those people saying Hurts can't throw? That he's just a tush-push merchant? That he had no passing touchdowns before this game? Tonight, he buried every single one of those narratives with 3 touchdown passes and a near-perfect half of football. The truth is, the Eagles don't go 19-1 over their last 20 games without Jalen Hurts. This isn't luck. This isn't hype. This is greatness. And the fact that people still question him only makes nights like this even sweeter. Against the Rams, this wasn't just any defense Jalen Hurts shredded. This was the number 1 defense in the entire NFL heading into Week 3. And in the second half, he torched them. 7 of 9 passes thrown over 10 yards in the air, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's elite, and the critics have nothing left to say. The so-called Hurts can't throw crowd? Silent. Completely silent. But this win wasn't only about stats. It was about culture, the standard set by Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. That culture is why the Eagles never fold, never panic, and never quit. Culture is the reason this team finds ways to win when most teams crumble. Hurts and Sirianni built something that every player buys into. A.J. Brown said it all week: good things happen when you get him the ball. And tonight, he backed it up. Brown looked like a monster out there, a hybrid of Terrell Owens and Julio Jones. Strong, fast, physical, impossible to bring down. One-handed catches, red zone domination, third down conversions with extra yards after contact. He's not just a chain mover, he's a game breaker from anywhere on the field. The moment Hurt started pushing the ball to him downfield, the offense exploded to life. That's the definition of big boy football. And it wasn't just the stars on offense making noise. Let's talk about Jordan Davis. When the Eagles drafted him out of Georgia, the big question was simple: would he ever be more than just a two-down run stuffer? Early in his career, the answer looked shaky. He wasn't in great shape, and his snap count was limited. But something changed. Midway through last season, Davis committed himself. He slimmed down, embraced conditioning, and started playing like the wrecking ball Philly always believed he could be. The Eagles showed their faith this offseason, exercising his fifth-year option and guaranteeing his 2026 salary. That's trust. That's belief. And Davis knows it's on him now, because his extension is coming soon, and his play this year could set him up as the next cornerstone of this defense. This isn't just about one win. This is about the foundation of the Eagles, a culture of toughness, superstars stepping up, and young players developing into forces. Jordan Davis isn't just playing well, he's playing like the MVP of the Eagles' defense right now. This man is a mountain with wheels, dominating as both a run stopper and a pass rusher, and he's doing it at an all-pro level. The blocked field goal return today wasn't just a highlight. It was a game-changing, season-shifting moment. Imagine a 340-pound man moving at nearly 17 miles per hour. That's not normal. That's a freak of nature. And what makes it even better? Davis isn't just a monster on the field, he's a guy with high character, someone Nick Sirianni believed in even when things weren't perfect. Remember, he once failed his conditioning test. That failure lit a fire under him. Now he's one of the top interior defensive linemen in the league. Add in Jalen Carter next to him, and the Eagles might have the scariest young defensive tackle duo in all of football for years to come. But let's be real, the offense has to match that same aggression. Kevin Patullo, today was a wake-up call. You can't be vanilla and predictable with this much talent. You've got to let the dogs off the leash. Thankfully, the defense bought the offense time today by holding the Rams to field goals. They bent, but they didn't break. They pressured Matthew Stafford, forced mistakes, and gave Hurts and the offense the chance to flip the game. Yes, there are still things to fix. The run defense gave up too many chunk plays, and coverage downfield wasn't perfect. But you can see it, this defense is rounding into form. And now, it's time to prove it in the next big test. The Eagles are 3-0. The Buccaneers are 3-0. And the truth is, Tampa Bay has embarrassed Philadelphia in recent years. This is a chance for revenge. A chance to flip the script. And with playoff seeding already on the line in the NFC, this matchup could end up being one of the most important of the season. The Cowboys lost. The Giants are sinking. Washington is hanging around. Right now, the NFC East is looking like it belongs to the Eagles again.